Let's see. Hopefully that one technical difficulty from last time doesn't reappear, where the game only works when it's not plugged in with the HDMI. That was a fun one. Yeah. Alright, so we're still in episode 1. At this point, I'm kind of interested in how many episodes are there. How many hours have we played? Hi, Mixet. How many hours have we played? Oh, there it says. 5 hours. I'm sure it's more, but it counts like... Or maybe, I don't know. At least 5 hours we have played, and we're still in episode 1. Alright.
Previously during the investigation,
game time.
these puppies are making me go to another town in the boondocks again.
I didn't think you'd keep me waiting in the rain for so long.
Welcome to Greenwood. I'm the sheriff, George Woodman. Call me George.
There's definitely something in this town. Do you feel it, Zach?
Yeah, well, the in-game time is the
Coffee one.
only thing that matters. I'm trying to, like, measure the progress. So it doesn't count crashes, but I also think that it doesn't count the times that I've died, which I kind of do count. Okay, at least everything's normal. I do kind of count the times that I've died, because every time I've learned something and been able to do better. Alright, so I remember we left at a fun part where it's like 10 p.m. and the next anything that happens in the game is 3 p.m. tomorrow. So I kind of just need to kill time. Oh, here we can sleep. Yeah, I was kind of looking for a place to sleep so that we can just kill time. So how do we get there? I should go to my left to the curvy road and then just drive it until we find it. Okay. So we make a U-turn. Yeah, the drive button is one that's busted. If it's super simple, it might just add the runtime since your last load. It probably does, yeah. That's usually what in-game time means, is that it doesn't count. It doesn't count the times you spent before dying. It just counts the successful attempts, sort of. This is him talking. So yeah, I would say like maybe 6 to max 7 hours of progress we have made. But yeah, we're still in episode 1. It's crazy. I'm hoping there's not like 20 episodes. It's 10 o'clock. Cool, there's a church here. So the sleep place should be right around. I'm totally following the driving laws here. He's also going just like 15 miles per hour. What am I supposed to do? Is this what... Have I gone past? Yeah, it was before the... Okay, but maybe we should, like, take this road. Okay. I'm totally going where I'm supposed to be going. I just didn't know it yet. Smart, yeah, there's room enough for everyone, especially when they, like, follow the rules. So I know where they will be driving, so I won't hit them. Come on, just, like, step on it. Wait, is it closed? Come on, I just want to sleep, bruh. It says limit 15 to 17, but is that for the mission or is it local? I don't remember if I've seen that outside of this area, but like, there's a dog. Hello? Hey! Doggo! I want to interact. Mitty! How you doing? Doggo! So cute. They're also horses. Or one horse with a giant yard. Why can you not pet the doggo? This game is losing points. Mitty, do you remember? Is the hotel really the only place I can sleep at? When I'm like not on a mission? Because I found this, but it's locked, and I think I can't go. Cleaning spree. I'm a mess, honestly, but like I'm coping. I'm coping. It is the only place you can sleep. Okay. Because I have been like inside buildings when I've been, you know, on a mission, on a story mission, and there have been beds that I even have used to sleep, but only to fill my bar. This time I would just want to pass some time because there's like 15 hours plus and before I need to be anywhere. So things are just kind of boring. I just kind of don't want to go to the hotel because I don't know how to come back. Oh, thank you. I can see the hotel circled like on the map. But like, I don't know which way is that. Feel the same though. Hugs to you too. Like there by the big lake is the hotel. Oh, am I by the small lake? I only see one small lake. That must be where I am. Oh, what the hell? Now I don't know where the camera even is. God damn it. So could it be this road simply? Is this the hotel? Okay, it's not that bad. Okay. Who is this? Asha Johnson. Okay, so we just drive here and go left. Okay. Maybe I'll manage. Last week Friday, I drank all the wine in the house. Roommate was less than impressed, but I wasn't coping. Well, you did what you could. I'm just expecting to run out of gas by the time I actually get somewhere. Step on it. I'm like squeezing this as hard as I can.
Zach, if you notice anything, just stop me.
Made a funny emote. Well, can you show us? Is it on Twitch yet? Oh, it's that one. Okay, hold on. I see it's your face. When I have a moment to put my hand on the mouse, I'll hover it. Maybe it's for the best that I learn where the hotel is. Wait, I can't go that way. Right? That seems like... Maybe I can because there's no other... A Giga chat? Oh my god. Yeah, I think that's the most important, that you're happy with what you've done and you find it, if it's meant to be funny and you find it funny, then it's like mission accomplished. This seems like the kind of ramp that would just go one way, but it seems that I'm wrong. Maybe I should also eat. I need to eat and sleep. I hope I'm at the hotel. Okay. Hello? I can see it. I can see how it's the Giga chat. Nice. Whee! Hi Andy, how you doing? Hello, hello. Okay, is there the buffet? Can I eat? I had a heptic ulcer. Peptic ulcer. Oh no, what does that mean?
Oh,
I'm sorry, I don't
hi.
know. When is dinner? You need to take breaks in order to do a good job, you know. Yeah, I'm trying to sleep. Yep, yep. Polly must be enjoying the slow life if she's taking naps during the day. Well, maybe we'll eat in the morning. Where's my room? They love to spam Giga Chat. Nice. It's gonna be perfect for them. I don't know where is my room. Well, not here, I guess. Perhaps that's good news. Is this my room? It's a stomach ulcer. What's an ulcer? This is my room! Yes. Yes. Okay, so it was like 11 tops. So maybe I should do... I wonder how long it will take to eat. Not 3 hours, that's for sure. When you bite the inside of your mouth and there's like a hole. Open sore of the skin. Eyes or mucous membrane of. Oh, that does sound very terrible. Let's do 9 hours. Or 12. Oh my god, my hunger went to... my hunger went to absolute zero. She better have prepared something. Has she not? Do I have to buy everything?
Oh, hi.
I don't want your bullets. I want food, woman. And like, I shouldn't be eating lollipops and donuts and everything and cheese. Hey, we could buy bait and a rod. The bait is almost as much as the rod. How can I get a normal meal like we had when I first moved into the hotel? I would like advice. Thought my fibro was flaring up bad, but then I was throwing up and stuff, so I went to the doctor today and got some stuff, so that should help. I'm glad you got help so quickly. Hypertension. Oh no. Yeah, I'm going to the doctor tomorrow. I'm going to hate it, but maybe they'll finally figure out what the heck's wrong with me. How does one buy a meal? Do I have to go? Like, she said that, you know, we have food. It's not the greatest, but they have it. You know, it was the buffet style. Looked pretty good actually to me, but I guess it was supposed to be like a school cafeteria thing. But like, how do I eat that? How do I eat Well, sure, let's save it. Just in case it takes me like 5 hours to find food. Thanks, I appreciate it. I don't need to talk. I just need to know what it is. Like, here's the dining room. Where's the kitchen? I don't remember. Or is this just a bar? Is this different from where we ate? It's difficult learning grown-up things. I guess I need to find a restaurant. I just expected there to be food at the hotel because there was already once. Oh well. Time to go find food. What time is it? 10:30. Not too bad. If I can't find food in the next... Oh shit, I'm losing health now. Yeah, I need to just eat like a shit ton of lollipops. You ate a lot. Well, didn't feel like it. Oops. Okay. Alright, Andy. Same, to be honest. Like, in-game. I just want to eat something. Alright. So where is it that we need to go? We need to go here. That doesn't seem far. I would expect that to be food in a small town. Like, are you kidding me? There's absolutely no food anywhere. It's the only thing you eat in this game is like donuts and... I guess I'll go back inside and buy more then. See? It had... See. Not yes, but look. 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 It says that, like, below the map, there's like a symbol for dinner, and it's 9 to 13. It is absolutely 9 to 13 here. Now, it's 10:30. Where the hell is my food? So many sounds so scary. Wait, why am I looking into someone's room? I want ham and all that. Give me food. God damn it. Is that symbol like a food tray? No. That's the reception bell, right? This is absolutely the like where you would dine. But the kitchen is gone. I swear I was walking in the kitchen last time. Why is this game so difficult? I wanna eat. I'm outside. My boss is an asshole. I am legit going to Google how to eat in Deadly Premonition. Stupid question about the breakfast at the hotel. So is the food at the hotel only at scripted times? So you have to go to a diner. If I could ever find one. Called Swery 65. I did change it. Oh, I didn't. Well, we can check maps. Swery. Hey, I found it. Where is this? I wish you could zoom out so that you can have the full map. So the hotel is like Like, I am terrible with maps, as you can tell, and it does not help that the map just rotates automatically. And like, I can't rotate it, but it's rotated based on how your, I don't know, either the character is standing or the camera is. Shit. So like this changes how the map is. Even the big map. And I cry my eyes out. You have to get Prime to change it? Yeah, you need to have Prime to have the monkey face. I found the fucking diner? How? Where was this? How did I get here? Okay, you can get coffee. Can you not eat here? Can you not eat this? Please. Please, there's food. This game's quite stupid. Why does it have the hunger and the sleep feature? Why? Yeah, I remember I used to have those emotes as well, or the other ones, but they're basically the same. They work the same way. And when I canceled my Prime, I instantly didn't have them anymore. It defaulted to the white ones. Are you sure you don't have Prime? Eat. Eat all them crackers. Okay. Never got Prime in my whole life? I mean, that's not what's shocking, is that how the fuck do you have the monkey faces? Have things changed? In the last, like, 3 years? Okay. Well, now I'm, like, ready to go. But I'm gonna just go sleep more. I think the monkeys or robots are free, while the purple... Well, that has changed because the monkeys used to not be free. They used to be the same kind of reward as the purple ones, and you just got to choose. I love how the smallest amount you can sleep is 3 hours. It's like real life. Go take a nap, 3 hours gone. Let's put on something else. We've had this red coat the whole time. I wonder if you unlock more suits later on. Yes, change it, goddammit. Alright. So now it's like almost 1 o'clock. Yeah, this is as good as I can get. Because I need to be there at like 3 to 5. And I don't want to be late. I'd have to get Prime Gaming to get the robot emotes back. I hate the stupid monkey. Yeah, I've never liked the monkey emotes. I think they're not like clear enough. Like just like a basic emoji type of thing. What was that sound? Where's my car? Ah, okay. Let's get one that has some gas in it. Yeah, to be honest, if we could ditch the Twitch made ones, I would still like be okay with the Prime members getting the purple ones, because the purple ones are cool. But if everyone else just got the same ones as, you know, on mobile, you have those emojis. If you could just easily type them, just type the colon and bracket and you get a smiley face. That would be great. Midi, I think your account is glitched. It's not normal to have the monkeys. Right, so do we just drive this way? No, I see the... It's here, so... Okay, we go right, and then 1, 2, third left we take it. Fuck's sake, third left, which is this one. No, wait, we can go the second left, and then again left, then... Right, okay, I did... Yeah, I had this exact same experience, mix-up. Yeah, Midi, that's awful. Yeah, I don't understand why they made it like the hard eyes, but you can use... I find virtual hug to be a pretty nice emote. It's just a heart, like virtual capitalized V and hug capitalized H. Okay, yeah, that one. I think that one's pretty nice. That was the first left. No worries, Midi. Oh, it's here. I mean, it wouldn't have been terrible if I took the next turn, but... I I never realized, like, I never had the idea that this game would be so much about driving. I would like it if my controller worked properly. He has nothing to talk about, so he just hums, I guess. I've used all the talk prompts. Alright. Okay, it's 2 o'clock. We aren't like mega early. Which is nice. I think now we just don't turn anywhere. Can try Prime for free though. Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. I remember I took the free Prime. Did I take it? I think I took the free Prime for Cyan Cat, switched her color to be what I wanted, and where am I? What was that sound? Did I break it again? Is that what happened? There was like a blizzling. That was a Windows sound. Yeah, runtime error. Great. Alt F4. Can I Alt F4? Please, please, Alt F4. Please, for fuck's sake. Do I have to force shut down? Oh, at least the sound stopped. Yeah, it closed! Okay, everything closed. It's fine. But yeah, I think I took the free trial and changed her color, and then I never actually paid for it, and now the bot has a custom color. Whew, spamming Alt F4 seems to have worked. I forgot that looking at the map while driving is risky. Taking notes if I need to make a Twitch pod. I mean, I couldn't have Cyan Cat not be like Cyan. I think it would have been a crime. Well, at least I saved just before I started driving.
Previously during the investigation.
This is why I save. Oh, now I know why I'm like, why it feels weird to sit. I don't have my pillow. I felt I was like, wait. I wonder if the second game is like any more stable. Because this you can get on a PS3. So I made the cheap ass choice to buy this on sale on GOG. So I'm paying with it. I'm paying for it with my time. But I'm not going to buy a Nintendo Switch for the second game. So that one I'm definitely buying on Steam if I ever will. You would expect it to be more stable because it was like recently ported. I've heard that the port is very lazy though. But I imagine that's just like for the controller stuff. Like, you know how on Nintendo A and B are switched? So that is still, it's still like that. Like they didn't bother to change any of that. It can be very confusing because X and Y are the same. But then if you're using the same controller... Wait, I missed the turn thing. But it doesn't matter. We're just like gonna go here. Then you see B and you have to hit A on your controller. That's even more confusing than the X button on PlayStation and Xbox. Alright. See, we weren't that far off. It's fine. I just need to find it now. I might not dare to open the map again. What? No way. I thought Y is still at the top and X is still on the left, but that A is on the right and B is down. Are you sure? I mean, you're the one with the Switch, so who am I to say? But like... I don't think they've changed it since, you know, the previous consoles, which I have played. I'm assuming it's here. You're looking at it and Y is left? Oh no, then it's going to be a nightmare. Oh no. I just heard about the A and B being switched. Nobody on Steam seemed to mention anything else. I think I found it. No way another road gets me this close. Okay, yeah, we've been here before. I was trying to find a place to save or sleep or something. Alright, so the mission starts even though it's like 2 o'clock. What's the deal with controllers? You mean like why different manufacturers
Zach, Emily
put them in
arranged for
different
people
places?
to come between 1500 and 1700.
We can't do anything here right now. Let's come back at the right time.
The mission does not start. What's going on? Oh, I'm in some white circle. Alright, so we'll just like, we're gonna have to entertain ourselves for 55 minutes. Yeah, I think Nintendo and Xbox are the worst. There's a guy in a wheelchair? Because they are literally the same buttons, like the same symbols, but in a different order. But like, I need to check now. Oh, it is indeed both. I have my Wii U here. Fulgari! Thank you so much for the raid. Yeah, they do suck. They do suck. Like, I don't know if you can see because they're just mega colorful instead of clearly marked, but like, they're all different. Fuck. Hello, Play Toys. Welcome on in. Fulgari, were you doing the Moomin House? Were you building the Moomin House? I was just browsing Steam and I found a game I thought was console exclusive. Turns out some people made the wine game you played. Wait, which one is it? Which game are you looking at? Fugin, hey. Managed to decorate the bottom floor. Oh, hell yeah. I can't wait to see it. Moomy Mama's garden? Nice. Very nice. Are you gonna like get some Moomins in there eventually, or yeah, you're talking about, I thought Izzy isn't talking about that one. That Izzy's just talking about game made by the same people. Infernium? Discovered ages ago, but saw no more info on it anywhere. I just found it again. Infernium? I've never heard of that. What kind of game is it? House looks really good. I've seen the outside of it, and it does. It does look very good. Sorry, we're just killing time. It's like, it's 13 past 2 in game, and it needs to be 50, like 3 o'clock before we can do anything. So I'm just like standing at the parking lot. Joda, good afternoon. Sorry. Inferno survival horror approach to Pac-Man. Dive in a non-linear, beautiful portrait of hell. Die in a prison without bars and overcome a brutal penitence. Wow. Dark atmospheric horror and indie, your type of game? Interesting. I've never heard of it. Usually I know all games. Amazing gameplay. I know, right? It's like, I've played one game before that had similar mechanics that you needed to wait until a specific time for things to happen. And I have never rage quit a game so fast than I did then, because it was so boring. But at least this game, like up until now, hasn't had this, and I actually really enjoy this game. Other than this, can we talk? No, talking is forbidden. Everyone's waiting. Let's go to the community center. Zach, I am at the community center, but you won't let me go. Actually recreated the Moomin family. They look quite cursed. I imagine, like, you know how there's these like costumes in Sims 4, like a llama costume or whatever, that it wouldn't be maybe too difficult for someone mod those into Moomies, you know? Can we go? We can't go yet.
Zach, Emily arranged for people to come between 1500 and 1700. We can't do anything here right now. Let's
I
come
want to
back at the
see
right
a
time.
cursed Hemley. RPGs with Night and Cycle. Yeah, I remember I played a little bit of Assassin's Creed Origins, the Egypt one, and some things only worked nighttime or daytime, but at least you could easily just forward time to make it nighttime or daytime. And in this game you can sleep, but you can sleep a minimum of 3 hours. So this was the best I could do with sleeping. That wouldn't make me late. Does the clock move faster than normally, or do you have to wait? It does move faster than normally. See, now it's been like 7 minutes already. At least I assume so. I don't actually know. That's scaring me now. Link the game. Awesome, I have time to look. No way this is real time. Infernium. Don't play the trailer now, please. I do want to see the pictures. Oh. Oh, I see. There's something that I wouldn't like. It's the sort of your hands and how you like cast spells or something. I'm not into that. But other than that, it looks pretty cool. Let me in. I know, right? Yeah, no, wait. It was like max 1 minute in real life, and it's been like 4 or something minutes here. Like, oh my god. Okay, at least we can be Tomb Raider and like we have infinite bullets on this gun. So we can just... Can we go shoot these people up? They're suspects, right? We could just eliminate some suspects. Oh wow, I lost points from just like by pointing at it. Oopsie. Oopsie. Are you for real? 3 minutes? So we have to wait 10 more minutes and a little bit. Like, that sucks. That legit sucks. What do we have here? Hey, we have a phone. We can save here. Save. So if we crash again, we only have half an hour to wait. What is this? We can go hide in here. Yay! I too usually shoot randomly when I have to wait for something. Yeah, when it gets that boring. I should actually reload. I lost points for pointing in my gun. House is clean. Hell yeah, Giga Chad MIDI for cleaning the house. Or hide in nearby boxes. Yeah, we're just doing normal activities right now. This game can't be for real. Like, what do they expect you to do? This is so weird. Like, I don't know what else to do. Except for wait for
Now
this.
your jammies.
Jammies Pocket, thank you so much for the resub. How are you doing? How are you doing? I don't even want to go to the menu because that will pause the time, right? Yeah, I posted on Discord already, but there is September coming now that there's a sub, I remember. I think you Pocket have like a long-term sub, so this doesn't apply to you. But for anyone else, if you have like a resub incoming that you do plan to resub, and it's coming, you might want to wait until the end of the week. I think right after Thursday's stream, Twitch activates the September benefits, so you can get some discounts if you upgrade your sub to like a multi-month one. Or if you're not subbed right now, don't sub now. Sub in September. I'm doing hyper. Nice. Everyone's waiting. I'm gonna steal your car. Yeah, we have to wait like 10 minutes. It's been a while already. But maybe like 6 or 7 more minutes. Let's see how many times we can go around this community center. Oopsie.
So, where shall we go next?
Nowhere, actually. Yeah, the game is absolutely brilliant otherwise, but I don't like this feature. I wish it was like just scripted, like, oh hey, like go to bed. The game was like, oh, it's getting late, go to bed now, and then you wake up and drive here, and however long that takes you, then this mission starts. That would be great. That's how I would want it to be. Like, I'm kind of fine with some places in the town being open only at a certain time. Like, that doesn't seem too bad. But when it's like a mission, you have to wait for it to start. Did I speedrun the game too fast before this, or what? I was wondering why a lot of reviews for this game was mediocre, and I'm starting to get it. Yeah. It is like a cult game, so you have to prepare for stuff like this. I was prepared for the crashes and technical difficulties and everything else. I hope this doesn't become like a frequent thing. To be fair, we had played for like maybe 6 hours without this ever being a thing before. So perhaps it's just like 1, maybe 2 missions.
So, where shall we go next?
When was it made? This is originally from 2010, but this is the director's cut, which was released 2013. I don't actually know what's different in the director's cut. Event opens in 2 days. Luckily, you can sleep 12 hours at a time if you want. You can sleep for 3, 6, 9, or 12 hours to pass the time. But an hour was the best I could have done. Like, if I slept 3 more hours, it would have been like very tight that I would have made it within the 2-hour time frame, right? So here we are. Has it been 3 or 4 laps now? this game has provided my most quality streams, I gotta admit. There was that last stream when we had so many technical difficulties, I ended up just pointing my laptop to the webcam so that you could maybe see something happening in the game. We did that. That was, I think, my peak as a technical producer of a stream. And now, today, we're getting peak gameplay. This is the best gameplay I've ever offered. Even the times when I've been incredibly stuck in some puzzle game. Like, there have been times when I've been staring at the same puzzle in The Witness for an hour, and I'm not exaggerating. I think even that was more entertaining. So yeah, great moments with this game. If anyone needs to go to the bathroom, now is a good time. Yeah, it's like 8 in-game minutes. So you still have like around 3 minutes. Hydrate, we shall do that. Thank you, everybody hydrate. Thank you for the good vibes. Yeah. You're just like saying how it is. This is good vibes. We don't need more of the good vibes. Grand Theft Auto Helsinki, you know, this is some in the middle of nowhere place. In Lapland, except with trees. Rainbows, we can definitely do some rainbows. My car is still going. I've stopped pressing throttle. Still going. There you go. Rainbows. Vittu. Kauppa Punkaharju. No, kappa, not kauppa. Punkaharju. You think this is in Punkaharju? Because that's a place in the east. I've been there. I remember we have rented a cabin there. Fun fact, in Punkaharju there are lots of these like I guess hills, kind of like here in game on the right, that go the same way because of Ice Age. A long road. It's 1 minute. 1 in-game minute. Hell yeah. Don't drive into the green circle yet, because we're just going to get... Yes! Yes, it's 3 o'clock. Let's go! We made it! We made it, y'all! We are here. We're starting the mission. Best moment of the whole week
Greenvale
so
Community
far.
Center.
Game
Now
crashes.
that's an impressive building. The clock tower is impressive too.
I would lose it. Andy, don't you even dare. Grand Theft Auto Ranua. Please, game, if you crash right now, I'm gonna lose my mind. Okay. Whew!
Zach, I haven't been on stage like this since elementary school. I'm not some tree in the wind this time either. That was a tough role. That was a piece of scenery. Bright red tree.
Thank you all for coming today. Getting right down to business. Agent Morgan from the Federal Bureau of Investigations wishes to speak with you.
Good afternoon.
I'm Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
Some of you are already aware by now of the tragic murder of Anna Graham. Truly a heinous, terrible crime. I've come to this town to solve the murder of this young, beautiful girl, and to bring the one responsible to justice.
Ooh. Now people got interested. Yay, sexy music. Always like out of context.
Unfortunately, incidents like these have a tendency to happen again. I asked to have you gathered here so I can share some advice in order to minimize the risk of further fatal incidents. Firstly, please, stay away from any dark, dangerous, isolated places. Those of you with children, especially of Anna's age, please, guide your children away from such places at all costs. Secondly, avoid going out when it is raining. Now, I've heard the folklore story of the raincoat killer. There is a chance that the murderer is mimicking the story.
Are they upset that I'm talking about this?
Women should also be especially careful. I would hate to see more victims.
Carol, bar owner, and singer. Wow, just making everything about her
Who's the
right now.
fashionably late one?
That's Carol, Thomas's sister. She owns a bar.
Thomas's sister.
Excuse me. So, as I have said, avoid
Fugar,
going
are you
outside
taking
when
it
is
as
raining.
like reverse
Young women should
psychology?
be especially careful. Report anything or anyone suspicious immediately. The murderer will be caught and brought to justice. But you must all remain on guard until we do so. That's all I have to say. Thank you.
We waited this for hours. What is he doing? Is he stealing the show?
When paying for our sins, we must not frown. The loss of Anna was for that debt.
Everyone's just listening though.
When purple fog covers our town, we'll all wander in hell, I fret. So says Mr. Stewart.
Okay, purple fog also forbidden.
Sure
Dr.
knows how to
Satan.
steal thunder. Well then, Zach, let's ask some questions before all these guys leave.
Yeah, that guy is definitely sus. Alright, now we can talk. Eject him.
Agent Morgan,
He's
here's your
already
chance to
sitting
get to
in
know some of the
the-
townsfolk. Don't let it go to waste.
The chair. Just press the eject button on the chair. Oops. This is sus. Bill.
Agent York,
That's
your
true.
words really made me think about Anna's death again. How could one do such a terrible thing? I'm still in shock.
There was
Thomas,
a-
I forgot to ask.
Oh, I thought they were done.
You don't have a tattoo on your back, do you?
Tattoo? Well, I do actually. But why?
Could you show it to me, please?
What?
Here
Now?
on stage, get
Here?
naked.
Yes.
Please, this is vital for our investigation.
There was a really good article about Twin Peaks
Okay.
on
If
Polygon
it's gonna help you any.
just the other day. I didn't want to read too far because, I've only seen the first 2 seasons. But what timing? What timing?
Well, I'm wondering who G is now, but aside from that,
Did it tell you anything?
it told me that you didn't kill Anna.
Of course not. What are you saying?
Because he is a anime
You
girl.
ought to see that tattoo, Zach. A big heart with an arrow through it and Love G in the center.
I don't know when he got that done, but we've all been through the 80s.
I've not been through the 80s. I don't know what he's talking about. Can I get off the stage? Oh, there were stairs.
Quite a performance. Mysterious and very poetic. But I don't think many of your audience appreciated it.
So this guy was introduced in the
Francis
cutscene that I
York
was trying to show from the
The purple fog
laptop,
appears
so
with rain,
I don't think
soiling and
anyone
ruining
really
our
caught
town.
what was happening during
The
that.
evil does
Not
not
even
drain.
me.
Find out why the town is soiled. Remove the source from which it boiled. Then and only then your case is solved. But for this to happen, to solve the crime, the proper must do the proper at the proper time.
Oh no, not at the
It is
proper
not yet
time.
mine.
Anything but
That
the
is
proper time.
Mr. Stewart's time, not mine. But if you, Mr. York, find the right timing to chat with me, that is, with Mr. Stewart, may that be informative and fruitful, you will see. So says Mr. Stewart.
So, Harry, you know something. But there's some reason why you can't tell me yet. Is that what you're trying to say?
Cut the poetic rubbish, Harry, and tell us what you know. We can force you to talk, you know.
Could we?
Mr. Francis York Morgan, pay close attention to the signs, the omens, and the premonitions. Small they may be, they still are finds, and helpful to your investigations. So says Mr. Stewart.
Thanks for the warning, Harry. But don't worry. Me and Zach, we know what we're doing.
Yeah, perhaps Fugari. I wonder what that is. Can we talk to anyone here? Where did the lady who was late go? Yeah, the music
Agent York,
switches
are you finished asking questions yet? When you're done, let me know. We'll all get dinner.
Who am I asking questions from? Yeah, they the music switches fast and I think it doesn't always fit the mood. They said it, premonitions. Haha. Guess they're also deadly. So says Mr. Stewart. Oh, okay, there's people here.
So you're the FBI agent, are you?
That was a scary
I'm
sound.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
I'm the general.
Showing it here.
I fought for my country in the Vietnam War.
A real-life war
Not
hero.
to his face.
So why are you living here?
Soldier, this is my hometown. After a man returns from war, there's no place to go other than his hometown. Your little speech, you mentioned the raincoat killer.
Was that a problem?
You imbecile. The raincoat killer's no myth, not mere folklore, nor a fairy tale. It's based on actual events that happen in this town.
It is. I'm interested.
I mean, we've
Can you
seen
tell
him
me
like
more about this?
3 times now.
You kids today don't even know how to ask for something right. Soldier, if you want to hear more, you come to my office.
I do want to hear more. Where is
He
his
literally exudes raw power, Zach. Despite the credibility issues, we should give him a visit. One thing, though. Calls himself a general, but isn't that a sergeant's uniform?
Is sergeant like lower rank than general? He didn't murder raincoats. Misleading. Misleading. Raw power.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. And you
Raincoat
are?
killer was in Korea? Huh. Was it
Olivia.
Korean or in
Nick's
Korea?
wife.
Anna worked at your husband's diner, right? What kind of girl was she?
Well, she was a very hard worker. A nice girl.
Did you ever see her acting strange?
Well, not really. But there was one thing. Well, you see, the diner closes when it rains. Many shops do that around here, as you might have heard. Anyway, Anna always seemed unfocused the day after it rained. And came in late, too. It was almost as if she used up all her energy the day before. Come to think of it, that was really strange. Did that legendary monster really kill her?
It wasn't a monster. Just a criminal. Criminal I'm going to catch and bring to justice.
In Korea, okay. So not in the US. Cool. How the characters freeze after they introduce themselves. Yeah. I think that's when the scary noise happens too.
I'm U.S. Special Agent Francis York Morgan. I presume you are the owner of the diner that Anna worked at?
That's right.
I'd like to ask you a few questions about Anna Graham. Did you notice anything strange about her prior to the incident? Nick, are you hiding something?
No, nothing.
Okay.
You sure?
I'm sorry, but I don't like repeating myself.
Why did she make the sound? Like that didn't sound like you're not hiding nothing. Yeah, that was very sus, honestly.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York.
Wesley, owner of the gun store called Panda Bear. People around here call me the gunsmith.
Gun store called Panda Bear. I mean,
Was
she
there
wasn't
something you
killed with
wanna
a
ask me?
gun. So,
How do you make a living running a gun store in a place like this? I'd be worried because there can't be that many customers.
Worry gives a small thing a big shadow. I do gunsmith work in my shop, too. If you got the skills, the customers find you. All you need is a network.
oh, nothing. Yeah.
I
okay,
hope so.
bye. Oh, now we're just... He's a suspect, but we're gonna upgrade our guns at her. Huh? No, at his place. I'm just buying things. I don't want to buy stuff from you. Guns are just tools for killing people. I don't like it any more than you do.
You've got quite a selection here. No wonder people come from all around.
Even today, a customer paid me to go to
Who's selling
Seattle for some
lollipops?
help. I just got back.
I see. Well, I'll be sure to visit your store sometime. I'd like for you to take a look at my gun.
Understood. Look forward to it. The shop will be open again tomorrow. It's usually open from 2000 to 0600. See you then.
In the night? Oh, no. Okay. So I guess we can take our gun there to get it upgraded or something. Yeah, his pants, though.
You're Isaac and Isaiah's mother?
Yes, I'm Lily.
The two boys that found the body.
I'm FBI Special Agent...
Agent York, right?
You are good.
The handsome special agent from the big city. The facial scar trademark. The way you introduce yourself. Everyone's talking about you.
Well, I can't say much about the scar. But the way I introduce myself, Zach and I consider it a kind of ritual of sorts.
Everyone has their own rituals. It's like always leaving the house left foot first. It's one of those things.
You certainly are a funny one.
Is there a joke?
So, have you noticed anything strange or out of place recently?
Well, Becky's been taking a couple of days off from work, but aside from that, I heard she was in shock after the murder. But...
You think there's something else?
Well, I took the boys along to see her today. She's always so kind to them, and they love seeing her too. But she took in the boys and told me to wait outside. Something about a special secret between just the three of them. I just couldn't understand it.
Now that's interesting. Thank you, Lily.
What was her name? Beth?
Perhaps we should give Becky a visit
Becky.
tomorrow, Zach.
Close enough. How you doing? Oh, he's jamming. Oh, he's jamming.
Yeah! Hey there, FBI. I'm Keith Ingram.
Is it just me, or does he look a little bit like Nick
FBI
Cage?
Special Agent Francis York Morgan. Please, call me York. That's what everyone always calls me.
Okay, York. No problem, man.
So,
Oh, not anymore.
Keith, I hear you run the Milk Barn convenience store.
That's right, man. Rock
That
and
was
roll!
one angle.
Do you sell raincoats there by any chance?
Yeah, but nobody ever buys them, though. Anyone who wears one of them, I say, just ain't a rocker. But you know, that scar of yours, now that scar rocks.
This scar rocks? Now that's a new one. I'll drop by your store soon, and let's talk then.
Yeah, cool, man. Rock on, FBI!
I'm right here. I can hear you just fine. I am doing all right. Kind of sounds like Nick Cage, though. Polly, I mean, she's not a suspect. Do you have a hot pot, or what's going on? Why don't you just put it down? How are you doing, FBI?
My pot is getting cold.
Oh, cold? What?
Hey,
Oh, yell when they
mister,
talk.
My
That's so
pot is
annoying.
getting cold.
You are... who?
What are you saying? I'm Sigourney.
Is she like the log lady? But
Sigourney.
she's the pot lady.
Okay. Now, what
Not
is
that
the matter?
kind of pot
Can you
lady.
explain?
No time for chatting.
Literal pot lady.
I need to hurry. My pot is getting colder. Oh, you're useless.
Zach,
am I
we've met all
supposed to
sorts
do?
today, but really, she takes the cake. Amazing.
It's not a pot, but a potty. That's what she means by getting cold. She just needs to go. Okay, Jimmy was with the boys when
Jim.
they found the body.
Thanks for your help in the forest. How are Isaac and Isaiah?
They're fine.
I bet
They
she's
really
like the
seem
log
to
lady.
love their grandpa.
Someone weird
Well, I
who's
guess
just
they do,
holding
son.
something random.
I want to keep them away from the filth of the material world as much as I can.
I
Their
can't wait
mother
for
agrees,
Thursday.
which is why she lets me take care of them so often.
And that's why I want you to solve this case quickly and go home. Those rumors about that scar of yours do more damage than good around here.
I guess I reek of the material world, don't I? I have to, in order to do my job. But I understand what you mean.
I'd think the same if I was born in a place like this, Zach.
Yeah, he does stand out with his suit. At least the suit is like, the jacket is open. So. You might.
Hey, good
okay.
looking. Nice speech.
So she's the Barbie of this town.
And you are?
Oh, I'm Gina. I'm married to Jack. He runs the gas station. Call me the Rose.
You look pretty revealing.
Oh, this old thing. Oh, you should see some of my other clothes. You? Oh, now you are cool. That scar really is a turn-on. You should come to my station. I'll give you a little extra
Your
service.
station.
That would be great.
Wait, what?
I can't believe how expensive gasoline is nowadays. Some extra service would be great. Now, about my current case.
Yeah, well,
Do you
this
have any
is where you
information on Anna?
insert the
Have
sexy
you seen
sex.
anything suspicious?
But no, it's
Oh,
in the
I don't
weirdest
know.
of moments.
Talk to
when
my
they
hubby
play it.
about the difficult stuff, okay?
This is getting us nowhere, Zach.
Also, she's like flirting with us, and isn't this Jack? Isn't this her husband? I would assume so.
I ain't got nothing to tell the cops.
The raging bull. Yeah, I don't want to mess with
What about the FBI?
Shut up.
At least give me your name.
I'm Jack. They call me Raging Bull.
That's a manly
Right in
nickname.
front of him.
If you
yeah.
want info, it'll cost you. I only talk to Ben Franklin.
You know, first
Who's
impressions
that?
are important. I can detain you for a few days, and maybe you'll become more fun to meet.
Zach, this is a waste of time. Let's go.
Okay. Oh, save. Quickly, save. Imagine doing not all of that again, but like also waiting for the half an hour. Did you just spit on the floor? Jesus Christ, yeah, exactly. But now we're saved. Where is that guy's office though? I think that's the next useful thing we can do. These aren't suspects. You aren't suspects. You're the doctor. You're like the... He did the autopsy for the body.
Agent York, you make any progress?
Of course, plenty. Tell me, Usha, when is Anna's funeral?
That's still undecided. Sally isn't really in any condition to do it right now.
Her mother? I don't see her here.
Anna was her
She's a
sole reason
suspect.
for living after her husband was deceased. Well, she's probably huddled up at home.
And I should probably take some time to pay her a visit.
Well, yes, you should. And I'd appreciate it if you could,
What was
too.
her name?
But don't go too hard on her, okay?
What was her name? Oh, come on. Okay, there we go.
Are you getting closer to catching the murderer?
Hello again, Fiona. Good to see you
Who
here.
the mother of Anna?
Well, Dr. Johnson told me to be here. He said it would be important.
Well, that was good advice. He may be young, but he seems like a wise man.
Oh, and he's a very hard-working person, too. Everyone thinks he's some kind of weirdo, but I don't think so at all. People don't understand why he's in the autopsy room all day, but I do. He's doing research to make the world a better place in the future. You know, he already made a fortune in LA with his career.
I did not know that.
You didn't?
Thanks for
Oh,
the
the
info.
doctor is a very rich man. He has a really big house over by the lake.
Amazing, Zach. He must be loaded. Rich and young. A perfect combination.
But you don't get that feeling from him at all, do you? He doesn't show it. That's one of the things I like best about him.
Well, I could have been fooled if it weren't for you. Thanks for the valuable information, Fiona.
Valuable. I see what you did there. was that all about? I'm assuming this is the direction where he went. Where's that guy's office? Carol! Heavy cigarette. I think she knows something.
Anna was an airhead.
What do you mean? Are you saying she was killed because she was an airhead? Or are you saying that she was an airhead for being killed?
I'm sure she's still an airhead even in heaven. She changed her hair every day. If she lost a pound, she'd be ecstatic. Gain one, and she'd almost be in tears. She broke many, many plates every day at the diner, and she'd always have a smile on her face. Always having fun. Everyone looked at her and knew she was a cute, adorable, loving airhead. But they would be smiling right along with her. I wouldn't be surprised if the angels smiled with her too.
Okay, that's creepy. That's creepy.
Isaac and Isaiah said that Anna was a fairy of the forest, a goddess.
Okay, bye. What did I say? A beautiful smile. Hey, more suspects. What are you doing hiding in here? Q.
I'm FBI Special Agent Francis
Why are you
York
doing
Morgan.
that? Why are you moving
So
like
Anna was killed. But why does that bring the FBI here?
I have an interest in murder cases involving young women.
Well, you know, man, this might just be another case to you. But it means the death of a friend to me. And I want you taking this lightly like it's just another case.
I never take anything of this nature lightly, I assure you. I'm here to apprehend the perpetrator who did this.
Yeah, because local enforcement can't shine their own boots, right?
Good point. You can't always count on the police now, can you? But that doesn't mean you're going to capture the perpetrator yourself, Quint.
How do you know my name?
I memorized the name of every citizen before arriving in town. I also know about you and your significant other.
You mean Becky?
Don't underestimate the FBI. We know and see everything.
I'm sorry if I was a little harsh. I want to help, I do. Okay?
Okay, Zach, I'll tell you how I knew his name. He's got a small Q on his hat. That was the only name beginning with Q that I could think of. He was even kind enough to tell us his girlfriend's name. I can read him like a book, Zach.
Well played, sir. He's Santa.
You're York, right? I'm Richard Dunn, the owner of the Darts Bar, Swery 65.
That's the bar that was recommended you go and eat at. But I can't
How'd
find
you like
it.
the town?
Oh, it's great.
Somewhere far.
Aside from the murder that happened here.
Yep. I mean, murder just doesn't fit with a small town like ours.
Well, Richard, I'll have to correct you on that. Crimes don't care about size. Big town, small town, just isn't a factor.
I guess you're right.
So, how did you know Anna?
I've known her since she was a child. She was the same age as my son. You know, she always stood out, being pretty and all, just like her mother, Sally.
What do you know about Sally?
Well,
Sally.
I went all through school with her right here in town.
Anna's mom is
I never thought our children would be the same age.
I don't see her here today.
Ah, well, see, she lost her husband, and this time it's her daughter. She's at home right now, trying to make peace with it all.
You seem to know a lot. How long have you been in love with her?
Hey, don't go there. That scar of yours tells me you got your hands full too, right? Let's not dive into personal matters. It'll be better for you and me.
You're right, Richard. Collecting gossip won't help with the matter at hand.
So finally got that name. We should go see her at her house. And they usually says on the map like whose house is which, but like I needed to know what her name was for that.
Good evening, Agent.
Well, you look dead. Brian the Insomniac.
Good evening, Mr.
Oh, Gravekeeper.
The Gravekeeper. Brian.
Mr. Brian. I like the retro look.
Just Brian.
Auditioning for Little Grave on the Prairie?
Anna. Oh, she was so beautiful. Too soon. Too soon to go to the grave. So sad. So sad.
I totally agree.
Orange. He does.
That's why I'm here, looking for the one who did it. Were you close to her?
Anna. Her smile. So warm. Anna. Blonde hair. So bright.
What do you think he's gonna do when Anna comes to the
There's a graveyard somewhere in town, Zach.
morgue?
I'm not excited about the idea, but maybe we should at least check it out.
Okay, so we're going to go places. So we're gonna go meet Sally, Anna's mom. We're gonna go to graveyard. We need to find that veterans office. I wish I remembered his name. I don't know if we need to go to the gun shop. Is it just for, you know, upgrading our guns? But perhaps we should. Was there any other place? I'm writing these down. We might not have time for everything today, so that I still remember. Run. Okay. What was the gun dude's name? Wesley. I'm writing on my doctor's notes. Is that okay? So this is back to the auditorium, right? Yeah. Why are these people still here? The event is over. I wonder what was the veteran's name. Like, I somehow assumed that he would be here. Oh, I see. Should we also go to the diner? The bar? I didn't press anything. Let's ask around. Zach inquiries are the basis of any criminal investigation.
Mr. Morgan, you're quite an impressive public speaker.
Really? Thank you, Polly.
You reminded me a
Gabe,
little of
what?
a play I saw when I was younger.
What kind of play?
I'm talking about back when this place was still called the Mercury Theater. When I was young, I used to come here often with my husband. God rest his soul. We'd come on the weekend to see the latest play. He'd always pretend to be uninterested, but I could tell he was excited inside. He was just one of those
That's what
kind of
husbands
guys,
do.
really, thinking about it now.
Really, Polly?
They just pretend to
So
not
what's your
care.
favorite play?
Oh, well, I like so many. There was one in particular, but I can't recall the name anymore. Oh, it was a very famous one, too.
Something by Shakespeare?
Oh, no, nothing. One more bell that doesn't ring anymore. I've always been forgetful about the plays we used to see anyway.
Sorry.
Oh, and my husband would get angry at me for forgetting what we saw. He'd go on for hours retelling what the play was about. His eyes were so sparkling, like a happy young boy.
I see. So, what's your favorite play?
Why are you asking
I
all
almost
these
forgot,
questions?
Mr. Morgan. We're going to have
I
another
don't
guest
care.
soon. I have to get back and get things ready.
Sorry for having to hurry away.
Wow.
I'll see you back at the hotel.
More guests at the hotel?
Zach, I think she could embarrass the toughest of the FBI's interrogators. She successfully avoided answering my questions, Zach. Amazing.
She's the killer.
Agent Morgan, I'd like to let everyone go home now. Let's go outside.
It's like the game. First, the game is like I'm going around, and then the game is like I've talked to basically everyone but her because she wasn't a suspect. And then the game is like we need to interrogate people, and then the game spawns me to talk to the one person I didn't yet talk, and then the game is like okay, yeah, time to go now. He do be jamming. Alright, we did it. We finally did this. Total number of continues. Yeah, because the game fucking crashes. Eternally jamming. Yes. That's like us here. Do we need to go fishing at some point? You could buy bait and a rod.
Well then, Agent York, do you have any plans for this evening?
I was going to head back to the hotel and go over my notes. I need to contact HQ and give a progress report too.
Do I have notes?
And let's call it a day here.
Does the game
Sounds
have
good.
in-game notes?
Contact my office when you finish your report. We'll pick you up tomorrow morning. Diane, the owner of the art gallery, should be back soon.
All right then, let's do that.
Hold on, Agent York. We're going out to eat at Nick's Diner. Would you like to come with us?
Eat.
The diner.
Yes, I want to eat.
That might be nice.
Thomas is a great cook, but Nick is the real deal. No visit to Greenvale is complete without eating at the A&G.
A very appealing proposition. Zach, what do you think? We can always go back to the hotel after eating dinner, or go directly back to the hotel. You decide, Zach.
Let's eat with them.
Mm-hmm.
Had the whistle stuck in my head all day last stream. Yep, it's happened to me too. Yeah, I think Zach is like our imaginary friend.
I've been sheriff
something.
here for
Definitely
a long time now. And this is the worst
only me
murder
who's
I've
talking
ever
with
seen.
that guy.
Our town is a little odd in some ways, but it's usually a peaceful place.
Why is she sitting at a different
We had
table?
our fair share of cases, but just the regular stuff. A high school kid shoplifting from the milk barn,
Like,
maybe.
all of this,
Or some hot-headed
everything
kids fighting,
is
fueled on
ripped
liquor.
off from Twin Peaks.
Nothing more than
It's
that.
hilarious.
Agent York, what kind of cases have you dealt with in the past?
Not much different from those you've just mentioned. The
But
case
it
I was
wasn't
on
this
until last
obvious.
month. Well,
But I'm pretty sure
the guy
even in
killed
the Twin
7
Peaks,
girls
the
in a 3-month
FBI
period.
agent had an imaginary friend.
He sawed their heads off from the neck and took them back to his house. He cleaned the skulls up and used them as
Damn fine
utensils in
coffee,
his daily life. To eat from or as a urine cup. He hated women. That was his way of dealing with it.
I mean, you gotta deal with it somehow, right?
He'd fill skulls with ice, cola, and rum. Then he'd down it in one gulp. For him, that was a holy ritual.
Sure.
The question of his mental state was the pivotal point in the court case.
Oh, man.
Like, I want to call that poor
For me, he was insane.
dude
100%.
the
Drinking from the skulls. Well,
the
that is
sheriff's
one
helper,
thing.
whatever. I want to call him Andy so
But those
bad.
he had used to relieve himself.
I'm sorry,
He
Andy.
would then just use them to drink from, too.
It's like my
Yeah,
brain
that
is
was
like,
too
oh, that's
much for me.
Andy.
It's just not sanitary.
not you, the Twin Peaks Andy.
Not sanitary. That's probably not the problem for most of us.
What else? Ah, yes. An ingenious law school student raped over 800 victims.
What
That was a
the
nasty one.
fuck?
Thank you, Agent York. Now, let's talk about something else.
You don't want to hear anymore? That's a shame, isn't it, Zach? I was just about to get to the good part, too.
Sounds like you live in a totally different world. I mean, you're like an elite agent who just jumped out from a movie or something. In your eyes, we must look like we're just playing cops and robbers. I give up. I can't compete with you.
Don't say that, Emily. The cases you have solved are all full-fledged crimes. A crime is a crime. Size doesn't matter. There is no big and small. Crimes always have a criminal and a victim. No victim will ever welcome a crime, no matter what its size. So, fundamentally, there is no difference in size.
Well said, Agent Morgan. We work
hasn't
day
touched
and
his
night to
awesome-looking
preserve
burger.
peace and order in this town. You understand that, right?
Like, look at that lettuce. I've never seen such
Of course.
nice, firm
But still,
lettuce.
I don't view shoplifting and Anna's murder as the same level of crime.
Me neither.
Yeah, the criminals
I
don't get
never
similar
even dreamt
punishments.
that such a thing could ever even happen in this town. I keep on expecting to see Anna here in this diner, waiting on tables.
Excuse us,
He's
Agent
such an
Morgan.
Andy.
We should have made dinner a more uplifting experience. Let's call it a night.
Okay. Good night, then.
Alright, so I've traumatized them. This is, good to, you know, oh my god, they are real. Good to continue from this. We can peek inside here. And it loads. It has to do the loading screen whenever I do that. It's empty. No, it's not. Someone's at the back. Okay. I mean, did they just leave me here? Oh, okay, good. I do have a car at least. That would have been quite rude to just like invite me here, bring me here, and then just leave. Okay. From this curvy road, we can get. Ah, we're right there. Cool. So, kind of back, right? Is there like a limit? Like, when am I supposed to wake up? So we were supposed to do something in the morning. So maybe I'll sleep like 9 hours. I don't know. At least I know where I'm going.
Zach, we can take a rest if you're tired.
We're gonna go to the hotel. Sleep till the morning. Wait, there's a bar. I see a bar sign. wonder where it is. It's right there. Let's go have a drink, shall we? You can have one drink and still drive, right? It's only 10:30. We can have just like an extra cup of coffee in the morning then. I assume it's here. No, this is a card. Just 1 pint-sized glass of bourbon. It's here. Okay, this does not strike me as a bar entrance. Oh, this does. This is more like it. Shrew me. Welcome on in. Give me crumbs. You'll get them soon. What? George is here too. He said he was going to sleep, wasn't he? Didn't he say that? Agent Morgan, did you want something? Was he missing a dumbbell? And have I found a dumbbell?
George, I found Arnold.
Really?
He was a bit hard-headed, but I got him to come back.
I don't recall finding that.
Arnold! Well done, Agent Morgan. Now I can work out using my normal workout menu.
Good to hear that.
Here's a little something to show you my appreciation.
Yo!
So that makes us even. I don't owe you anything, and you don't owe me anything. No changes to how we work together.
This is also what
Just
I would
bear
do
that
at the
in
bar.
Mind. Zach, he needs some friends who aren't so dumb.
Ha ha. Ha ha, very funny. Hey, we did a side quest. Okay, we could also show him the flower. I'm interested. Can we?
Hmm?
Didn't you say you had to make a report to FBI headquarters? Go ahead and tell them what the local cops are giving you. That the local cops are giving you problems. Why did I get a bonus from that? That's Carol. Nice. I don't think we can get a drink. Wait, what's this? Save, yes, please. Anytime we can save, we save. There's not even a bartender here. Okay. I guess we'll just leave then. Is that not the door? The other door. I also need a quick pee break. So I think I'll go to the hotel and we'll have a break there. Drinks free of charge? Why didn't we not take advantage of that? Okay, so I looked at the map and how to go there like 5 minutes ago. Surely I can still remember. Go. This music again. Yes. Hi, Frag. Have you missed this music? Of course you've missed this music. You missed the best part where we used 1 hour of in-game time just waiting on a parking lot. Morgan's brain.mp3. Wait, did I drive past? Oh my god. No, I didn't. So it must be to the right. Here. No one else lives at the hotel, so like there's no worries of anyone anyone else driving on this road. Ooh, we'll like have an actual objective spot here. Wait, what year is it?
Okay then, Zach. Let's go back over our progress.
First, the victim, Anna's death. She was found hanging from a tree in the forest. She was cut open with a knife from her chest down to her stomach.
You could imagine
That was the
these
direct
scenes
cause
that
of
you
death.
are typing so that we wouldn't have to
The
stare at a
strangulation
black
marks
screen.
and skull fracture were caused after death. Her tongue was also bit off, and I found something inside her mouth.
Do you remember what that was, Zach?
It was one of those red.
That's right. We found the same
Okay,
red
this
seed
is a
in her
test.
mouth.
It's.
According to Emily, it
I'm
was
being
raining
tested.
when Anna was killed, but traces of tears were still evident on her face. Which means the perpetrator killed Anna under a roof in the lumber mill, and then carried her body into the woods after it stopped raining.
Hello,
We found
Omei.
numerous important
Welcome,
pieces of evidence at the site of the crime. A total of 4 things.
Knee prints in the grass, a wood chip with metal dust, a photo of a man with a tattoo on his back, and one other thing.
Oh my god.
Do you remember what that was, Zach?
Something kind of strange. It was the broken stiletto heel.
That's right, a broken stiletto heel. Aligning this with the other evidence suggests that 2 people came into contact with Anna's body prior to it being discovered by us. Those being the perpetrator who killed Anna and Miss Stiletto Heel. There is also the
DP
possibility
lore
that
test.
a third party carried
Yep.
Anna to the woods. That means we could be dealing with 3 people. 2 or 3 people. In any case, Miss Stiletto Heel may have vital information.
We know who
We
wears
need to find her
stilettos.
next. We didn't use forensic methods, but we're still closing in on the criminal. Have I forgotten anything?
Ah, of course. The marks on her hand tell us that Anna was gripping something when she died. Do you remember that, Zach?
What do you think she was holding on to?
A round object, a red wig. Oh, there was red stuff somewhere. This is a guess.
That's wrong, Zach.
No.
Come on.
There was red stuff somewhere.
Answer again. What do
Or
we
maybe a round
suspect Anna
thing,
was
then.
holding?
Oh, we get to try again. That's nice. Yeah, maybe a round object then.
That's right. A round object.
Oh yeah, the
marks
the
on her
red
hand
hair.
suggest a peace mark. The man in the photo found in the woods had a tattoo
Was
of
it
an
a
upside
different
down
context?
peace mark on his back. These 2 could well be related. But we don't know for sure. Next, the townfolk. A few are worthy of special attention. Carol McLean, the singer and bar owner. She's Thomas's sister. Then there's Nick Cormack, the owner of the diner. Both of them seem to be hiding something. There's Diane, the owner of the art gallery, who's out of
Then it just
town.
uninstalls the game for you.
Then we have
Deletes
problematic,
your save
old,
file.
rich,
It's like,
and eccentric Harry.
this game's not meant for you.
Both will be tough to crack. Well, we just have to go one by one. I've been thinking, one of the biggest rewards here is the fantastic food. Enjoying food is cultural, and yet it's also a bit uncivilized. It's interesting how good food motivates me to work harder during investigations.
I'm already a bit hungry.
And on Emily's back, it was strange to me. Hey, don't take that the wrong way, Zach. I wasn't getting all excited or anything. But it did make me feel strange. Nostalgic and sad almost.
It's starting to rain. I think this case may take a while.
Is it 3 a.m.? We should sleep.
Lunchtime, Emily!
I'll eat later.
You'll eat right now, young lady. You need to listen to your mother.
I want to hear the rest of the story.
Eat your lunch, then take a nap. Then I'll tell you the rest.
But I want to hear it now.
There's no need to rush things. You must live your life at the pace that is right for you.
Yeah, you must wait for an hour if the mission so demands. Oh, Willie. That's cute. Uh-oh, she's going out in the rain. That's not good. You shouldn't be out in the rain. Huh? Nice, we had dinner. Oh, that's total number of continue. I always forget. I always think that this is like a report from this mission. Anyway. A 6-hour dinner, jeez. I'm gonna wait until it saves. There we go. Now we're safe. Literally. I'm gonna take a very quick break. I need to refill and empty. So I'll see you in about 2 to 5 minutes or so. Hello. How's the trash can? What's up? Alright, we are back. This time I didn't forget to stretch, so I'm hydrated and energized, and we can do some more jammies. Hell yeah. Thank you, Andy.
Are you thirsty?
No.
You must be very thirsty.
No, I've drank in a whole cup.
You only take milk with your coffee?
Coffee with milk. That's all.
Disgusting. Oh. Oh. What on earth is that?
Who are you?
My
You're not there?
name is Becky.
We need to visit Becky.
What are you doing here?
My name is Becky.
Why do you seem like a Silent Hill
Anna's
nurse?
My name
The way you move.
is Becky.
After your throat is
Damn
closed,
cursed coffee.
you must do what you must do.
Take a sip of coffee and go.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Huh?
Door is open. Bim bam bom, bim bam bom. And everyone is gone. Chocolate chip cookie. Yes. We are in episode 2. Hell yeah. Does anyone know how many episodes there are? I'd be willing to be spoiled that much. So that I kind of know how long to expect this game to take. So I can plan the next game accordingly. Go. Yes, but go through the... Okay. With this actual chocolate too? Puggies. We are literally just eating trash food. Like he said, he only likes junk food, so I guess that's what we're eating. This is a hell of a place. Wow. 6 episodes? Okay, so if one episode took us 6 hours in-game time, 3.5 streams. Can someone do the math? 3.5 streams times 6 would be...
That's me when it happened.
No way. No way it can take, like... Yeah, can it take me 21 streams? That's not 21 hours, that's 21 streams.
Zach, this case looks
Okay,
like
to
it's
be fair-
directly related to us.
Last time, like
I
an
do not know
hour,
how yet.
or maybe
I do
more,
know I need some coffee.
was spent purely on
George said he'd
technical
have someone pick us
difficulties.
up in the parking lot. Let's get some breakfast with Polly first.
Yes, breakfast with Polly, with the ridiculous table. No way. I think I checked how long to beat, that it was around 25 hours to beat. I know I'm always slower than how long to beat, but like, what the fuck? No way.
Whoa there!
Did you need something?
No, I was just passing by. I didn't think anybody else was here other than Polly. The door opening like that it surprised me, that's all.
He was the guy who, with a heels person, like, got off from
I'm
his
Kaysen,
car.
Forrest Kaysen.
Is it Gabe Newell?
Nice to meet you. I travel a whole lot, you see, selling tree saplings. Just the usual salesman doing the usual road trip.
Well, he is a
Sometimes
salesman.
I feel, I don't know, like a jolly old bumblebee spreading pollen.
FBI Special Agent Francis York Morgan.
I get it. You're the special agent Scarface that everyone's yakking about. Nice to meet you, Francis.
Special Agent Scarface? I'd need a bigger scar to live up to that name. Call me York. That's what everyone calls me.
What? You got it, York.
Is this your first visit here, then?
No, sir. Actually, I've been coming here once or twice a year for, a while now. I don't get much business here, but it sure does make a fine vacation. I mean, it's a gorgeous hotel at a bargain price. It's so relaxing in these parts, too. Oh, I just love all the nature. I feel so relaxed here.
Who's the doggo? Willie? Pet the doggo.
Say hi to Willie. Oh, don't worry, he's a good boy. Do you like dogs?
Hey, Willie. How you doing?
How you doing?
He's pretty smart, too. Oops, before I forget, let me give you this. It's just a sample of what I sell.
We got a red herb.
Thank you.
We can enhance the effect of other herbs
How kind
with
of
this.
you.
He just
So,
grabbed
what
another
brings
one
the old
from...
FBI out here? Sounds like more
I
than
don't know
just
where.
a vacation.
A murder, actually. The perpetrator is still out there. Try to stay indoors at night and during the rain. We want to prevent it from happening again, okay?
Oh, it's a darn shame. Places like this used to be the safest in America.
Could I ask you something? Do you know a lot about seeds?
Seeds? Gardening, huh? You don't look like a green thumb, but let me tell you though, I'm pretty much the only one who can make those saplings sprout. There's a trick to it that can't really be passed on, you know? It's like, the secret of making a good smoked ham, something like that. But you know, once they sprout, you don't need to do much.
Do you know about
you can
seeds or
leave
not?
it be, and why, it'll turn into a big tree no matter what happens. Kind of like those stocks that politicians buy that just keep growing and growing. Well, you just wait and see. This town is gonna love them. Right. We were just about to go take a morning stroll, so I'll get going. Good luck now with that case.
Thanks.
But do you know about seeds?
Zach,
Can you take a look at some?
do you remember what the coffee said? Forrest Kaysen. F.K.
This show has just begun.
Alright. So I assume we leave him be wherever he went. Oh, but Polly is there. I thought... How did we find the... Was it in here? The dining room. Yes, okay, it's here. Okay, now I know where it is.
Breakfast looks as good as yesterday's.
I hope you
Yesterday.
enjoy it.
I will, and thank you. I just met Kaysen, actually.
Oh, good old Mr. Kaysen. Did he give you a sapling?
As a matter of fact, he did. Don't tell me he gives one to everyone he meets.
No. Only to the people he feels comfortable with. He told me.
Aww.
He must feel really comfortable with me.
He must. Is there anyone he hasn't given a sapling to?
Mustard? Okay, I'll just get it from the kitchen then.
No, mustard has nothing to do with it. I was wondering if you know of anyone that Kaysen didn't give a sapling to.
Oh, too much pepper. I did think it might be.
Is
I'm
she
sorry.
pretending?
Ah,
When
Zach,
she doesn't want to
never
answer
get
a
anything out of
question,
her, will we?
she just pretends that she heard something else.
Forrest
She's good.
Kaysen.
She's very good.
He's hiding something. You think so too, right, Zach?
But no need to rush. All secrets are hidden until they are inevitably divulged. The powers of entropy. The world exposes everything and causes chaos. Just like this coffee.
Awesome. All mirrors are full. Let's go. I'm ready for the day. Just a quick little save. Very sneakily, just saving. I don't think we ate anything since I last bought stuff, so we should be good on the go. Legend worm. Rare items. Next time
Good
when we
morning,
have to
Agent
kill
Morgan.
time,
Did you sleep well?
Morning,
let's
George.
go fishing.
Dreamland was quite nice.
You do look well rested. Oh, I was up practically all night doing paperwork. Thomas helped me out, so I was able to go home and get some sleep, but not enough.
Diane got back into town late last night. We should give her a visit.
Which means going to the art gallery, correct?
She lives and works in the office there, so it's the only place to find her. The gallery is open from 10 to 1700.
Time for some art appreciation. A cultural activity in such a small countryside town.
Amazing.
Amazing, Zach.
Alright, so it is open. Is it? Okay. I actually meant to check if I have some like notes. What's key flag? Ah. So these are the clues that I've picked. Oh yeah, I forgot about the fake fingernail. Yeah, that's where I remembered the red hair from. His face is apparently explicit. According to Discord. I mean, it is. Clearly. Mysterious shadow, machine broken by an axe, red ivy. Bent pieces of grass. And chip with metal dust, picture of a vest with holes. Yeah, that's probably the upside down piece mark on a guy with red hair, by the way, or a person. Missing piece of pin heel shoe. Everything is red. Just like Twin Peaks, everything is red. Alright, those are the 3 scenes that we looked at. What's this? Oh, these are the cards that we found. Cool. We have we have a folder for them. The main character, known for his surreal demeanor, he talks with his dual personality named Zach during investigations. Isaac as an angel, he sits in a red room, a very strange set of twins. Turkey sandwich. What makes this sandwich so amazing is the fact that the turkey is tasty and juicy without making the bread soggy. Mwah. Arnold and Sylvester, George's weights for pumping iron. He named them Arnold. Yeah. Record player, an antique record player. Thomas and Carol used to have it since they were kids. Those are the cards that we so far have. And these I expect are... Oh? Oh, this is not what I... This is not at all what I expected. I somehow thought that this would be... You know... profiles of people. But it was the different kind of profiling. Okay. What's this option? All right. What different kind of aim setting is there? Just normal. Oh wait. Ah, okay. Yeah, normal. I thought it was confusing. Cruel production on change the blood color. Production or protection? Because I think the blood was kind of pink at some point. But, yeah, never mind. Okay. So we don't have like in-game notes as I was sort of hoping for. But it's good that I've written stuff down. And I do need to look at the map. Alright, so we basically just follow this road. Next to the lake, we cross a bridge. And then we take a left at some point. Coolio. Okay, I hope you filled up the gas of this car.
The gallery is called Muses Gallery. The Muses were the 9 daughters of the goddess of memory in Greek mythology.
Ah, it's just like Diane to name it that way.
Is she that intelligent a woman?
Maybe. You'll see for yourself soon enough.
Ooh.
Did you see how Emily reacted?
Diane, intelligent woman?
I sense that this Diane is not popular among other women. I can't wait to meet her.
The gallery is on the north side of town.
Are we
Take the
gonna
road
have a
along the lake
crash?
and go north.
Oh yeah, I already checked how to get there. Don't worry. Don't worry, Sheriff, I got this. In before Mega Lost. These jams. We have 5 hours to get there. So that's like more than an hour real time. I think we'll be fine. We should make it today.
An art gallery in such a small town. Am I prejudiced to think that it doesn't seem to fit?
Greenvale and every small town has every right to enjoy art.
That's right.
No.
Small towns tend to be full
Can't
of
enjoy
highly
art.
cultured people. Although I can't say I've ever been to the gallery myself.
George, what about you? Are you into art?
Actually, yes. I like going to the gallery. It's very relaxing there.
Really, George? I never knew that about you for all this time.
Emily, please. I'm just as cultured as everyone else.
Some people just have sides to them that you'd never expect. By the way, about Diane, the owner of the gallery. Is she the type that isn't very appreciated by other women?
What do you mean?
Exactly what it sounds like, Emily. Is she very attractive, especially to the opposite sex?
So you're asking if she's sexy, right?
Well, she does always wear high heels.
And definitely...
High heels?
Hard to explain.
But that doesn't make me biased, okay? She just seems to look down on people. She always has. I just don't like people like that.
That must be because sex appeal has no effect on you.
Now that's out of line.
I'm sorry, Emily, I didn't mean to poke fun at you. You just reacted so strongly to Diane's name.
I did not. It's like you're suggesting I'm the total opposite of her. Is that it?
Oh, Emily, that's not what anyone is suggesting. Let's just drop this conversation, okay?
This is not where we turn yet, I don't think. It was a more like subtle of a turn, not a 90-degree one, if I remember correctly. You have pizza? Nice. Yeah, I would say we turn here. Oh yeah, what do you have on the pizza? I had some pizza. I like just frozen pizza last night myself. Sometimes you just need frozen pizza. Oh well, we're going quite fast now. Uh-oh. Scared? Pepperoni? Nice. Yeah. Yeah, frozen pizza is like, it has its strange comfort to it. Like, we have plenty of pizza places nearby, so we often order something. We can get the delivery very cheap. Sometimes even free.
I wonder if Diane has anything to do with the murder.
Diane moves on a whim and acts on impulse.
Frozen pizza,
We don't want her
sometimes
leaving
you just
town,
need it.
so shut up and let's get to the gallery.
Is it up here? I'm taking a wild guess that it's up here. Hell yeah! What an educated wild guess. Alright, cool. It's such a long way to everywhere in this town, though. You really need a car.
Looks more like an old mansion than an art gallery.
Diane liked the building so much she turned it into an art gallery.
She left the exterior untouched and had the insides redone.
So she's rich.
She bought this place, didn't she? Does that answer your question?
Indeed it does. Well, George, Emily, I want to talk with Diane alone. Will you wait here for me?
Don't tell me you still don't trust us.
Why?
No, that's not it.
Did they even come
but this
along?
is very important to me. I always make sure that I meet with the important
ironically,
ones,
and I was
one-on-one.
thinking that, like,
Otherwise, it's difficult to sense the subtle
coincidentally.
reactions of the suspect. This is just how I do things, and I'd appreciate your understanding.
Yeah, frozen pizza
What?
ain't bad.
Go on then. You're not gonna listen to us anyway, are you?
You're starting to understand me, George.
There are like better
Well then,
kinds
Zach.
too, like,
Let's go and meet Lady Diane.
what's it in English? Like one that's made in like one of those stone ovens. Sometimes you need fresh though, so you can have like fresh tomato, fresh mozzarella, fresh rocket on
Hello?
top. I like a little bit of green on my pizza.
Hello?
Is this closed?
No reply. Let's take a look around then, Zach.
Where is Diane? What the fuck? Well, didn't get much time looking around. I think I've entered the cursed place. Who's Olivia?
Hello, Olivia. Do you like art?
What's going on?
Yes,
Is this
I
normal
do.
to you?
Well, I mean, I like trees.
Trees. Okay. Ah, but I see because these are all tree paintings. Do you come here often then?
Well, no. Just sometimes. I'm sorry, I really need to get back to the diner.
Zach, she was lying about something. She said trees.
Are we going to
not
address
paintings of trees. She doesn't need to come here to see trees. There's tons of trees outside.
her appearance? Bing bong, bing bong. memo. What has she written? Key to the gallery? Yes. Is it bugged? But she was like glowing. I don't know. I legit don't know. Like, would a missing texture be glowing like that? She looked like a ghost. 6 trees, is that somehow important? I mean, it could be. I have installed a patch for HD textures. Maybe there's something wrong with that. So it can definitely be. It's just like I would have believed that it was part of the game. We didn't check upstairs yet. I kind of feel like this is where we're meant to be. Mr. Burns in the X-Files Simpson episode? There's an X-Files Simpson episode? Hold up. I'm not familiar with this. I now want to see it. Is it on Netflix or something? It's at least 5 meters tall. Pretty big for an object art. Pointy branches, razor sharp leaves. Good taste on the creator's part. Greetings us with such a cool and sharp setup, right, Zach? Disney Plus? Alright, we got that too. I need to just Google like which season and episode and so on. There's just nothing but trees. Purple fog? That's what the guy in the wheelchair was warning us about. There's a phone I don't think I needed. And now when I say that... it's all just trees. I might not remember that. Because I'm not watching it today. I might watch tomorrow. I am having a sick day tomorrow. And I need to come up with stuff to do after the doctor's appointment. So maybe if you put that on like somewhere on Discord, you can even DM me if you want to. Painting used to be displayed here. The title plate reads "Red Butterflies Frolicking." Through the painting, though the painting itself is nowhere to be seen. Well, it was about butterflies, so obviously it needed to be taken down. Go outside? What is this? What is the purpose of this room / area? There's a picture in there. I see a padlocked door through the window. I might be able to shoot the lock off from here. Thanks, Andy. Wow, we're just forcing entry in the... Was it this? Yeah, I'm just waiting for Thursday a lot. So that we get to watch the Twin Peaks movie, and so I get to continue with season 3.
Call this a painting? A bit primitive with poor composition. Hardly the work of a master. But strangely, though, it powerfully exudes a soft, warm feeling. On the back it says, Guardian of the Art Gallery, in fresh strokes. So someone added that recently. Guardian of the Art Gallery. Wouldn't that be Diane? And why is this painting here?
Apparently the Twin Peaks movie was kind of frowned upon when it came out. Hell yeah. $5. I should have saved. All I'm saying is I should have saved when I laughed at the save spot. I don't need that. Yeah, that was me 10 minutes ago. I was so stupid when I was younger. Can you shut it down? Pretty please? Why is the task manager not opening again? You should have been vocal. Okay, closed. Should have been vocal. What did I say earlier? Always save. Even though I just saved like a minute earlier or something, it doesn't matter. It just costs $1. It doesn't, like, just do it. But yeah, we're not far off from where we saved before. Thank you for the good vibes. Because that's the reason I was laughing at the phone, because I just saved like maybe 30 seconds earlier.
Previously during the investigation.
Yep. I think I already have the key and the stuff. Yeah. So all we gotta do is just go shoot the thing again. Wait. Wait, I don't want to... Did I go here before, or did I... No, I didn't even get this far. This is it. Okay. Oh, maybe... Is that random, or does it still count that we got it somehow? Okay. Okay. So what did I do to make it crash? Let's not do it again. That looks somehow scary. Of how steep that is. Let's just go here if we can.
Zach, something is still missing. We need more clues.
Okay, maybe we do need to go here. To the scary basement. Eesh. I could have some more sexy sax right now. Okay, we can touch all of them, but the last one is red. So I think I'm gonna just touch the last one. Did we find the missing painting? Yo. Red butterflies frolicking. A large tree and red butterflies. It almost looks as if it's burning. Okay. Is there anything in the others? I think not. Oh, it goes away as soon as I walk. Okay. Yeah, that was funny. Why do they make it red? Like they make it very obvious. So what about this then? Like, okay, it's here. Okay. I guess the clues that we need are not here. Let's go find them upstairs. So like we've not been. Wait, can we look at the memo that was it Olivia dropped? Is it like in my items? Yes. This one. Read this one. Attention, do not read this message as it is a waste of time. Cheers, Boater. How you doing? ABC, tree at sunset, red leaves dancing red butterflies. It's going okay. The game is still kind of unstable, so we're fighting through it. But like the gameplay itself is amusing. Tree at sunset. I'm guessing these are paintings we can look at. There were 6 trees, right, with red leaves. So B would be 6. Dancing red butterflies. We saw the butterflies, but there was no number attached to that. Was there? Okay, but like we've got sunset, red leaves, and dancing red butt. For short. Was there a number related to that? Ah, this must be... Wait, this is red leaves. 4 trees. The sunset must have been the 6th one then. So it's 6, 4, and... whatever. I mean, there was 1 tree, right? There was 1 tree in the painting with butterflies. I'm not sure it said it anywhere, but we could try 641. I am a hacker. Yes. To the cyber police.
Like
what are you
I
gonna
said,
say?
There's no point in you having this. I can put it to far better use. I'm taking it with me, okay?
That's fine by me then, as you wish.
What was she doing here?
The FBI agent, right? Just wait a moment, please. I'll be right with you.
Already surrendering to her.
So there's no way you could have been at the scene of the crime.
Oh,
that's right. I was drinking at the bar with Nick until
she's
early
the
morning.
one
I'm sure if you ask him about it, he'll say the same.
who was dropped off by the Gaben guy.
Very well. I'll be sure to do that. One other thing. That argument with Carol just now.
She's always like that. She thinks of me as an enemy, always bickering at what I say.
Is there any reason for that?
Perhaps because someone she liked ended up with me in my bed?
That would explain it, yes. If I may be so bold, who was the lucky man?
Oh, I sleep with anyone I wish. Anyone I prefer to sleep with. I guess she had her eye on one of them, but I don't know who it was exactly. I could sleep with you, if you like.
I'm flattered by your offer, but I don't think that would be appropriate. You're exactly the kind of woman a man in my job should never get involved with.
Isn't that a shame, darling?
Very shame. So in like just
Right
1
now,
minute
you are
she
not a
would have come out anyway, but I had to
But
figure
both
out
Zach
the
and
code.
I are certainly feeling shaky about you.
If you want to remain in the clear, just watch yourself from now on.
Oh, you don't know, do you? Artists and art lovers, we love a good thrill.
Thank you for your help. I have nothing further to ask you at the moment. Goodbye.
Seemed like he was uncomfortable in the moment and needed to just like get away from her as soon as possible. I don't like this game showing me these food items every time we load something.
I had a chat with
I
Diane.
crave things.
She said she was at the bar drinking with Nick at the time of the murder. We need to confirm her story. Let's talk to Nick at the diner.
Very well, Agent Morgan. I have to head back to the department and clear up some paperwork. Go with Emily to the A&G diner.
Okay.
He could have been doing it
I'll
the
show
whole
you
time.
the way. The diner's open from 9 to 2100.
Instead, he was standing here
Just
waiting
as
for
we
me.
suspected, Zach. Diane is the key to this case. I have a feeling she will lead us right to the criminal.
Yep.
That's Kaysen. Looks like the show has just begun, and it has an all-star cast.
I mean, we knew they were connected. We saw her, get off his car. I know the game literally just saved, but I'm not making the same mistake again. Let's see instructions. How do we drive there? Where is it? Here. Okay, so if we... Can we just go on this main road? I don't know where I am, that's the problem. Yeah, that's not good. Gaben, we know what you're up to. Yeah, I think we can drive this until we hit the main road and then just go left. Was there a long way around? There's a shortcut and a long cut. Meow meow. Get in, Emily.
Emily, do you know a man named Forrest Kaysen?
Kaysen? Yes, I know him. The sapling salesman, right? He always uses strange comparisons when he talks.
I'd like to know more about him.
Sapling person.
What does he do when he comes to town?
He's a salesman, so I guess he sells things?
Yeah.
Maybe he comes on
Me too,
vacation.
that'd
We haven't seen many tourists recently, but he comes pretty often.
Is that all?
Well, now that you mention it, he seems quite friendly with the Ingrams, with Isaac and Isaiah. Maybe you should ask them about Kaysen.
Okay, I will.
Uh-oh, 23% gas. Let's take the other. I saw there was another police car. Let's take that one.
Is there something you want to check out?
Yep.
Well, either way, it doesn't matter. I can see you won't be rushed. I'm gonna go ahead, okay?
Okay, that would be fine.
The diner is
Okay.
open from 9
Just
to
don't take the car
2100.
with gas.
Don't keep me waiting too long, okay?
You can take this car. This one has 100%. Awesome. Can't believe she couldn't wait for me to just like switch cars. One thing this game is missing is a car radio like in GTA.
Zach, don't you think there are a lot of good-looking women in this town?
Oh
It's like
my
heaven compared to the
god.
town we grew up in. Do you remember Liz? The prom queen? Elizabeth Scott Moore.
Definitely not
Royalty
Twin
with a
Peaks.
name like that. But you know, she was like an actress from a B movie, wasn't she? Bleached blonde hair, too much makeup, clothes showed off her cleavage, and that mole by her mouth.
Say, Zach, were you with me back then?
You know, that mole was made with makeup, right? We happened to be on the same bus once. I saw her drawing it on with makeup. I wasn't surprised, I guess. Just impressed that she would go that far to create that image. Do you remember that movie we went to go see that day? I'll give you a hint.
Movies.
It was the fourth in a popular series, and was produced by Menahem Golan's Canon Films.
Figured it out, Zach?
I don't know.
Think it over then. Call it your homework until next time.
Come on. Drive faster. Yeah, we could do Vice City for sure. Or maybe some 70s music. I don't know what would fit this game best. There's no... Is there a GTA from 70s? I remember we needed to turn when there's like, we hit a dead end basically. Then go left. Superman? Okay, where do we go from here? Do we just drive this road? We can literally just drive this road and we'll arrive. It's the bar where we saw the sheriff. I gave him a dumbbell. Oh, the movie was Spider-Man 4. No, not Spider-Man. Why did I say Spider-Man? Superman. I didn't know there are so many Superman movies. Huh. Already like back whenever this was a thing.
To recap, the movie was the fourth sequel in a series that started in 1978.
That's right, Zach. It was Superman 4.
Well done,
Quest
Andy.
for Peace.
Well
Lex
done.
Luthor was back. It was played by Gene Hackman. That alone made it a must for all us fans. I don't remember much more about it, though. I'm sure there was more trivia about it. Still, forget 4. Richard Donner directing 1 and 2. Now those two were great movies. And Christopher Reeve really shined as Superman.
Actually, Zach, I've got a confession to make.
Promise not to tell anyone because I'd be really embarrassed. I actually like the first 2 Superman movies more than the first 2 Star Wars movies. I think John Williams did a better job with the theme song for Superman. But whenever I try to hum it, it always turns into the Star Wars song somewhere along the way.
I know it's strange, Zach. I know. So, Zach, which Richard Donner film do you like the best?
No need to hurry. Take some time and think it over.
Yeah, let's blame Spoder for my mistakes. That sounds okay to me. I haven't pressed gas in like a minute. I don't know if it's the game or my controller, but it's very weird. Noira! Hello. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome on in, everybody. How you doing? Long time
Emily,
no
were you
see.
waiting
What have you been
outside
up
for
to?
me?
Should I have gone inside and started the 20 questions?
Well, that would have been fine with me. Shall we get something to eat then?
Someone should teach you how to be more
Hello?
considerate. And now you want something to eat? I thought we were going to question Nick.
Oh, you've been culting. Let me guess. Cult of
Welcome,
the
Mr.
Lamb.
Agent.
Hi, Olivia.
How you liking it?
Let me
Is
have
it
your
good?
special for today. And some fresh coffee.
Our special today is turkey. A turkey and gravy sandwich. Sound good?
Hi, Crown.
Perfect.
Or Shroud?
Emily, you
Crown?
eat something too.
Welcome on in.
It'll be on the FBI.
Please correct me.
Okay then, I'll go all out. I'll have the T-bone steak. I usually can't order it because it's a little too expensive.
Well, there's Olivia in her living form. Super fun, awesome to hear. I've heard nothing
Mrs.
but
Olivia
good
Cormack,
things.
I am here for Mr. Stewart's lunch. If it is ready, I'd
Welcome
thank
to
you a bunch.
Weirdness. If you're familiar
Yes, of course.
with Twin
Just a moment.
Peaks, this is Twin Peaks, the game.
Here you go.
Everything
The
is ripped
usual.
off from Twin Peaks,
One
and I love
turkey,
it.
Strawberry jam and cereal sandwich.
Sounds like the sinner's sandwich.
Good night.
Self-inflicted punishment to
Good night,
atone for
Noira.
past
Thank you
sins.
so much for the raid again.
He's setting an
I hope you have
example.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, you should try this wonderful lunch.
And everybody,
It's
I think
more than a
you should
delicious
follow
tasting
Noira if
crunch.
you haven't yet.
So says Mr. Stewart.
No, that's fine.
It's been a long
I've just
time,
ordered
but
my
I
own
remember
lunch.
enjoying her streams back in the day.
Mr. Francis York Morgan, that is, Mr. Stewart's order is delicious, I should mention. And Mr. Nick Cormack is a genius for creating this perfection. So says Mr. Stewart.
Still, I have a hunch I might not like it. You sure that sandwich is that good?
Mr. Francis York Morgan, making decisions based on intuitions is always a sign of bad FBI agents. So says Mr. Stewart.
Yeah, they're not
You're
wrong,
right.
but if the intuition
I'll give it a try.
is always perfect, then you know, what are you gonna do? What's that? That's disgusting. What was the sauce on top?
I can't believe it. This is fantastic. It's really good.
New soundtrack!
Olivia, I'm sorry, but can I change my
Or
order?
at least the
I'll
rare
have
one.
what Harry is having.
They're just in shock. Aw. Yeah, I
Nick and
remember we've
Diane.
heard that once before, and it was
They hardly
short
make
back
the
then
perfect couple,
too.
do they? Is it widely known that they go drinking together, just the two of them?
Disappointing.
To be honest, I don't pay
See,
attention
and
to these
baseball's
things.
turkey sandwich thing.
Not into local gossip?
Well, when I moved here, I was still in high school, and I kept wearing the same wild clothes from my school in Seattle. I was young back then.
To
and
me,
before
it
I knew
looked
it, there were
disgusting.
rumors all over the school. She'll screw anyone. That's what they said. Totally unfounded, of course. Anyway, after that, I just sort of
donuts?
chose not to really trust gossip.
Why am I craving like
I get where
anything
you're coming
sweet
from.
right now?
I used to dress
Well,
like
like
a
bakery
hardcore
sweets.
punk rocker when I was in high school.
You? A punk
Their
rocker?
face.
Nobody took my side, even when I had good grades. People rejected me.
We need to
because
hear
of what I
this.
wore. I was young back then too.
This needs to be the same kind of thing as that
Still, I just don't see you
Fahrenheit
as a
thing
punk
where they're
rocker.
all just like rocking in
You
the
laugh.
parking garage.
Look at you. No makeup on.
We need a clip
Dressed in
of
uniform, eating a steak for lunch.
him doing punk
Okay,
rock.
back to work. Let's talk to Nick.
Please. We need that. It needs to be a thing. Please, YouTube. Oh, please, YouTube. Please let it be a thing. Alright, first things first. Let's save the game. God, this game. This game is so good. 69.69. Nice. We can never get or spend money again. Wait, what are we doing? Diane claimed to be drinking with Nick on the day of the murder. I wonder what Olivia was doing then. Is Olivia a suspect? Olivia, I was wondering if you could tell me what the A and G stands for. Right, it's the A and G diner. Oh, it's apple and gravy. My husband has always been proud of his special gravy made with applesauce. So when we were setting this place up, we used it in the name. Nick's father suggested that we put something we're proud of in the name. Well, that's one burning question answered. If we need to interrogate her of, related to this murder case, but that was the #1 burning question. I would like to ask you a little about Nick too. A little is okay. Like what? Oh, nothing major. Just a few things about him and Diane. Oh! I think that's maybe not little anymore. Is she just not gonna... Did you have a chance to talk with Nick? No, not yet. Is there something you don't want me to hear from him? Oh! No, it's nothing. Okay, where's Nick? Is this guy Nick? Probably.
Hey, I'm working here. You can't just stroll into a chef's kitchen.
Then
There was
perhaps
no
you would give
door.
me your permission to enter.
No, get the hell out of here.
Wow, Nick.
Zach, everyone has their own sanctuary.
What's
Let's
up
leave
with
him in
you?
his.
Can we talk to him via the window? Like, I don't need to physically be in there. I just need to talk to you. What's up? Could you tell us what you were doing the night Anna was killed? I was at the bar with Diane. Okay, so their stories check out. What did you two talk about, Nick? Rembrandt and Turner. Is that a problem? No, no problem. If you think Diane did it, you're wrong. No, that's not it. Oh, so it's me you're after, isn't it? You're wrong again. So much for the FBI, huh? Don't take it so personally. I'm interrogating or like questioning everybody. Oh, you think I did it? You suck, because I totally didn't. That isn't the case either, Nick. I think there's something both of you are hiding. You can tell when people are hiding something by their reactions. Yeah, why so aggressive? Eye, tongue, and hand movements, sweat, dry lips, neck angles, and such. Oh no, I've had dry lips this whole day. I must be a awful liar. I'm working here. If you aren't ordering anything, get out. Okay, how about now, Olivia?
There's something I'd like to confirm with you, Olivia, if that's okay.
Yes, well, so long as it doesn't take too long.
First, what were you and Nick doing on the night of the murder?
I was here in the diner. Nick said he was going to the bar for a couple of drinks.
Does he go to the bar often? Leaving you to hold up the fort?
Yes. He says he enjoys the conversation with Diane. I thought they went drinking again together that night.
Do the three of you ever go drinking together?
Well, you see, I'm really not into art.
And your husband is well versed in the arts, then, I take it.
You were at the art gallery.
Oh, yes. Looking at art and talking about it is his way of relaxing.
People just aren't what they seem. Like a certain someone who was into punk rock 10 years ago.
You are absolutely right, Emily.
Yeah, I lie, especially in the winter.
But you can be an art lover and a liar at the same time.
In the winter, I lie all the time.
One more thing, Olivia. You just said that you aren't interested in art.
That's right. And...
So, how come I bumped into you at the art gallery? Didn't seem like Nick brought you there. You were there alone.
You see, there was something different about you at the
I like
art
trees,
gallery.
is the thing. That's why I went there.
Surely you'd be better off in the forest rather than an art gallery then.
Well, to be fair, there were lots of different kinds of trees at the gallery.
I think you went to the gallery not to see trees, but to see Diane, right? You don't want to answer?
You lie in your
bed? Or perhaps
bed?
this isn't the right place to ask.
Meet me in the backyard. You can get there from the parking lot. I'll wait for you there for an hour after we close up.
An hour after we close up. Voice acting for one, but not the other. It
They
depends on
close
the
at
situation.
2100. Should we get something to drink and wait?
On when there's voice acting and when no. Yeah, that was a jam. That's one of my favorites. Okay, does this
Agent York,
automatically
what do we do now?
progress time?
I want to hear what Olivia has to say. Let's kill time until the diner closes.
Okay, then I'm gonna make a trip back to the department. I'll see you in the backyard later.
Nope.
Okay, sounds
no,
good.
it doesn't.
See you later then.
Zach, about Olivia. I presume she wants to tell us something about Nick and Diane. Let's hope it's not just something for the gossip.
Oh, that's the real jam? The sexy jam. Sax is the jam. Please don't crash. Please don't. Please. 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 Please, not the black screen of death. Oh no. Well, at least we got... It wasn't... It's just like... It just crashed. So, like... Maybe it's not the technical difficulty we had last time. Hopefully. I only got about 15 minutes left of the stream. I want to do what we just did and then, like, maybe find a save. You think you saw something on the screen? That's scary. What did you see? It was like a plant? Huh. I just saw black. We do have to do those dialogues again.
Previously during the investigation.
Hopefully we can make them faster somehow. Okay, so we can first talk to Olivia. I hope that means that we got the discussion. And we can talk with Nick. Okay. So much progress, but I'm gonna save again because I think when we talk to Olivia again, also we need the 6969. When we talk to Olivia again, I think that's when this like started. It's like super faint. I only
They
saw 'cause
close
I'm
at
looking from
2100.
above the screen.
Should we get something to drink and wait?
Maybe it was like it almost loaded something. Oh, that's great. Yeehaw! Let me try something. Let me see. This might be the same problem as last time, meaning that it only works when I unplug the HDMI cable, which like brings the image to all of us. But that's kind of annoying when, well, I could maybe see, but you can't see what's going on. So let me, where did let me see. Because I do have a patch for this game. That ups the resolution to 1080p because it's normally locked to 720. So I'm thinking because it's so absurd of like of like only working when the HDMI isn't plugged. So perhaps I should fiddle with this. Like maybe it's about change like the resolution to, I don't know. This time nothing. Okay. I'm trying to remember. I think it was this one. Was it the .ini? gpfix.ini, I think. Okay. Let's render at, it's 1280 times 720, right? So that should be the native resolution. Maybe this helps. I'm hoping this fixes faster than trying to do whatever we did last time. Okay, so the game's gonna look like worse now and stuff, but hopefully it means it works. Like I'm fine with it if it means it works. But it's just gonna be funky like this whenever like it disconnects for just a second whenever there's like a new thing on screen, which is annoying. Maybe I should change my laptop resolution to 720p to avoid this shit from happening. If this works, I'm gonna do it for next time. Okay, cause this is hella annoying. What the fuck? Okay, clearly this isn't working. Let me exit the game. And I'm gonna switch my laptop resolution. This is so great. This is so great. Okay, now the screen is like very small on my monitor. It's like, yeah. Mm. Maybe I can change that in the NVIDIA settings. Yeah. Just stretch it to full screen, please. Does this work? Yes, okay. So it's just low res, but at least I'll get to keep full screen. Let's try if the issue stopped with this. Look, we now have giant everything. I won't get mad if you just... Oh no. There's one more thing I can try. I'll change the capture card settings to force it 720p too. Like I've just set this to auto, but just 1 second. Oh my god.
Oh.
Oh my god. I can't.
Oh. Yep. Yeah.
Okay. This is the weirdest game ever. It has the weirdest issues.
It's dangerous to run around here, boys.
Grandpa, hurry. Hurry up. Grandpa, you're too slow.
Literally unplayable. Yeah. This. Wait, is it the game or is it not the game? Because it like went black for a moment once, even when I was like closing the game, but now it does not do it anymore. So I guess it is the game, because it's not doing it anymore now that the game's closed. What the fuck? I have no ideas, but that's as much progress as we're gonna get today. I mean, it's gonna be 4 minutes till I have to end anyway, but this... This is ass. I'll try to somehow figure this out till next stream on Thursday, but I'm not a wizard. We may have to just do it without the HDMI cable again, and just I don't know if we can watch that scene from like YouTube or something, so we understand what's going on. That's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, I'm glad it happened like then, so it didn't ruin the whole stream. Like that's if there's going to be an issue like that, that's like a pretty decent time for that, right?